We go now to our next section, and so I would like to bring to stage Natia Nikolashvili from 20 Step Production. So this section we dedicate to production companies and artists, animators in Georgia, and because of COVID problems, the pandemic, we had no possibility to our SAQANIMA members to get together and to get know each other. So we use this possibility and opportunity that we are all here now. And thank you, Natia, joining us.
Hello, everyone. Actually, I'm presenting here a service company named Anima Tbilisi. But the thing is that for years, me and my friend Sandro Katamashvili, who is also director for short animations, we were working, being in team with 20 Step Productions. It's been like for 10 years. It was just two of us and working on our short films, which is not so easy to finance in Georgia. So it took like 3 years and 4 years to make one. But after a while, we found out that sometimes we thought that, okay, there is a lack of money, so that's why there is no proper production in Georgia. If there will be a big money, obviously there is so many animators, we can make everything. But the fact was that once there was urge to make a service for feature animation from Europe, and we couldn't make it. We made a lot of tests, but as it appeared, it's not so easy. So there is a huge lack of professionals in Georgia. So that's why me and Sandro, we decided to make a service company, which name is Anima Tbilisi now, and we have it for 3 years. And we gathered practically mostly youngsters from art schools who are very eager to learn and work. So for now, we have like 15 people in our team, and we work on commercials, but these commercials also have their own story, because at the beginning, it was very hard to urge the commercial platforms to come, not how to say it, yeah, commercials to come and give us proper amount of money for the high quality animation, and to wait at least 3 months to have at least, you know, 3-minute, up to 3-minute films. But 3 years ago, we made this rugby team supporting animation. We did it in 1 month, and we almost died, but we proved that it is possible to make high-quality animation in Georgia. So after that, things changed dramatically. So now, much more companies are willing to give us proper budget for high-quality animation and give us 3-month time without no questioning. So after that, we go on working on the small commercial films, I would say. They are up to 3 minutes. We are working on 2 of them now. We are preparing one and finishing the other one. Plus, we are trying to make all this small commercial stuff to just have this team with us and always have to work. The only thing we just try to have high quality, and we just push ourselves as further as we can. And having the team is very important for me, because as we are friends with 20 Step Productions, again, we're a service company, we make service for 2D animation for everyone, but with 20 Step Productions, we develop some short films, and we make service in our company then, and now we develop feature animation. For the last 4 years, we're working on script. We've been in CE animation as well. It's a great platform, for sure. For me, it was an amazing thing, because there is Phil Parker, who helped a lot with writing the script. And now I would say that script is closed. It's finally ready to go on the next stage to make animatic and more visuals. And now we are going this year to gather some finances for feature. But the thing is that I am absolutely sure that with much more money than it would be possible in Europe, with much less money, it is possible to do animation here in Georgia. And I would love to see this feature animation whole production done in Georgian, and because I see these 15 people who are eager to work and learn, and they do an amazing job. So that's our service company. We go on working. These 3 years was pretty much interesting, and we are always open to have new people coming, because some of our crew members went to study and for 2 years, and then we asked for new applications, and it appeared that demand is going up, and people now want to make animation much more. So I see a future in this, and with the right support, I think we'll be in the right place. I think that's it.
Thank you, Natia. Lado Chihradze presenting 20 Steps production, what Natia was mentioning now. So welcome, Lado. Thank you.
Hello. Hello, I'm Vladimir. I represent 20 Steps Production. We are a production company. We usually make live-action movies and animations. We did our first animation in 2013 together with Sandro Katamashvili, Natia mentioned. It's called Granny. And after it, we started doing animations for a lot of animations. So usually we make short movie animations, but as Natia mentioned, 4 years ago we started our first feature project. And it's in the development stage now, and we are looking for finances. So we did quite a lot of short films. We did 2 stop-motion animations, and that's it. Now we are developing 4 other projects. 3 of them are short films and 1 feature film. I don't know what to say. If you have any questions? Because Nadia touched everything like... For animation, I think we need more financing. It's the biggest problem because the funding is so small. It's usually when we did our first short film, we had very small funding. So in the beginning, we had a proper crew who did things, but after a couple of months, the money was out, and the director was sitting alone doing everything by himself. So, and it took 3 years to finish the animation, so it's quite a hassle.
We've seen yesterday one of your latest productions.
Crow, yes. So the first animation was from the same director, Sandro.
Okay.
And we need more funding. That would be the biggest. And the thing is, Georgia is cheap compared to Europe. It's quite cheap in salaries, and so I think it has big perspective in terms of collaboration. Yes?
Wait a second. Wait.
Yesterday also I wanted to ask the similar question about the finance and how to find the money. Do you know, anybody tried to find money by crowdfunding? Because crowdfunding, like you say, I have a dream, I want to make this kind of animation, and I need money, such money, for example, let's say 5,000, 10,000 lari, and you collect money from the people, like I will give. I say 20. Yes, because I believe that not any project can be can find the audience before. For example, in the beginning of the project, from the dream, if you find the audience, after the project, there is audience. Otherwise, nobody hears the animations or films. So it will be good to collect, like made people join the project before the project finished at the beginning. So it will be good to find the money, I think.
We tried it
Thank
once. It was not on animation, it was on a short film, but it didn't work out because different crowdsourcing platforms have different regulations. So on one which we tried, it's if you don't get the requested amount, you have to give it back. So it's not dependable. That's the biggest problem. If you want to keep a crew who will be working, you cannot be uncertain about money. You have to have something, some certainty. Of course, it's an option, but it's very uncertain in that regard. It helps, sometimes it helps a lot, but depends on the...
I can share an example of successful Bulgarian, not mine, but Bulgarian production. I don't think that it's very wise for animation if you're from the very beginning, because usually crowdfunding campaigns you can do for post-production or for closing up the budget at the end. People expect the animation to be finished. These guys, they had a great idea for TV series. They made 2 successful crowdfunding campaigns, and 4 years later, they have a trailer. You cannot raise millions. You cannot raise big budget, and people expect the film to be finished within few months. And if you don't do that, you end up in not having a crowd, you know? You kind of lie to your crowd and the public. For small project, animation is very much time consuming. Like if they did a crowdfunding for Iggy, maybe they could have done the script writing in 2 years, not in 4. But even until now, people will say, where is the film? And it will be hopefully done in few years. It's very long time process of developing. Maybe for the end, you know, for like finishing up, warming up the crowd, showing the film. Nobody waits for 5 years to see the result of the money they gave.
If you find the money quickly, you can find the people around them, they can work hardly.
It's years. Then people who gave you money get disappointed that the film is not finished within a year, you know, and that's the example from the Bulgarian. It's a negative effect rather than being positive at the end. It's depending how you explain. People won't give you money if you say, give me money, and you're going to see the result in 5 or 6 years. Maybe. Because it's maybe. I mean.
Thank you, Lado. So sorry, I have to interrupt because we have the next presentation. Thank you, Lado, and good luck with the project. So next we have Victor Tsiklauri.
May I start? Yes. Welcome, everybody. My name is Victor Tsiklauri. I'm animator. I'm in this industry since 1991. First in classical animation, then 3D animation. Today, currently, I represent West Animation. That is the small company, animation company. Vakhtang Varazi and I founded it, and we do the series for the TV, channel number 1. In reality, in Georgia, the potential, the order, the customers, they are either the movie theaters or the TV channels. So the TV channels, mostly we are engaged in the political, the broadcasting or political, these sort of shows. But now the channel number 1 ordered very good educational series for the children. Last year we had the first season, and the productivity was 22 minutes per week. The material for the weekend. On a Saturday we had 12 minutes, and on Sunday another 12 minutes. That was quite a heavy work, very, I would say, the time consuming also not a very high budget, and also we cannot compare it even to India. So, and we made some compromise. We elaborate the technology which would allow us just to have good quality and at the same time also just to have good production. You can multiply 4 times 22. It's 88 minutes. It's a great material for working. You know that animation is not easy. It takes a lot of time. It's time-consuming job. So in Redshift, we had the render. So and as we wanted to do it as soon as possible, we did it in Unreal Engine. Now, with respect of animation, we use the animation through the motion capturing system. First of all, that was from the kinetic mockup. Then we elaborated it manually. Then we bought quite a good, I would say, motion capture. That is a rotocol mockup, which we are using now in order just to record our animation. But then still you have to do manually in order to deliberate it. So we can see very small the extract from our work. The first channel of Georgia presents. West Animation presents. Thank you very much, Victor. Are there any questions? ძალიან დიდი მადლობა და გილოცავთ, იმიტომ რომ ჩემი ოცნებაც ეს არის, იმიტომ რომ ჩვენთან ტელევიზიაში ვერ ნახავთ ადგილობრივ ანიმაციას. თქვენ ბრძანეთ, რომ ბიუჯეტი იყო დაბალიო. დაახლოებით, აი რამდენი გამოდიოდა თითო წუთზე.
It will be this. So each sequence.
თითოეული სიხშირე ეს იყო დაახლოებით $6,000.
22 minutes.
22. No, 22.
No. Unfortunately.
სამწუხაროდ მათ შეამცირეს ბიუჯეტი. იმიტომ რომ რაღაცა სხვა პროექტი დაინტერესდნენ, შოუებით და ასე შემდეგ. ასე რომ მეორე სეზონზე უფრო დაბალი იყო ბიუჯეტი. ანუ თქვენ შესანიშნავი სამუშაო გააკეთეთ. გილოცავთ. დიდი მადლობა. შეკითხვები? დიდი მადლობა, ვიქტორ. დიდი მადლობა. წარმატებებს გისურვებთ. ეს არის ძალიან განსაკუთრებული შემთხვევა საქართველოსთვის, იმიტომ რომ ამ პროექტს აქვს ძალიან საინტერესო მერჩენდაიზი, მათ შეიმუშავეს ასეთი კომერციული საშუალებებიც, მე ვიტყოდი კარგი, სწური, ასევე სხვა პროექტებიც, რომლებიც მერჩენდაიზიკთან არის დაკავშირებული საქართველოში. ასე რომ დიდი მადლობა გიორგი და მიხარია რომ შემოგვიერთდით. Thanks a lot for inviting me. And you, Mariam, because we always feel the attention from you. So my name is Georgi Marshania from the studio, The Bicycle, Velocipedi in Georgian. I am the founder, and the Jose is the educational animation in Georgia. And we, by the way, opted for slightly different, the different methodology, which is different from the animation studios operating in Georgia. We started to create internet product, so online product, and we are quite popular. By the way, you can show the screenshot. It is not necessary to turn it on, and you can see how many visitors we have here. 28 million, and it is really very popular. 230,000 prescribers, and the totally 230 million. Because every day the data is changing. What type of way we passed through, I'll tell you very, very briefly. We started from internet. Very soon it became very popular because this direction itself is not well developed. Animation is not developed at the highest level as we wish to in our country. However, the educational animation almost didn't exist. Therefore, that was found as quite interesting, in a great demand in the kindergartens and school as some auxiliary, the sort of material for the informal education for children. And today we already have about 50 series. Some of them for singing, also the painting lesson. We also work now on the new the headline. So as it didn't exist before, and it was not in Georgian, that's why today there's a great interest. Then we got some proposals from the TV. However, income from the TV is not enough just to cover the costs that we need to produce it. And what is the most important source for our revenue, for our income? Our financial approach is different. That is licenses. It means that this hero or this character has already been developed as the brand. Therefore, we are selling the brand. So it can be the toys, it can be the puzzle, it can be the different type of the children's book. So of course, it is not the easy way, because we, from the very beginning, we didn't do that. Only after 2 years, because we were in minus. Only this last year, we see the real interest from the sponsors. But we have this small market, and it is quite real that it's not easy. Fundraising is not easy here. So it's very shortly about our background. Now, one large project we would like to implement. It had to be done in the 2020, but due to the pandemics, it was stopped. It is the ordinary film. It was ordered by the movie theater, but you know that there was a blockout, the quarantine, and we failed to do it. We have the agreement with the movie theater. Now we already founded the company, joint company, and we do hope that the pandemic will be over and we can continue working. And next is the translation of this series. And we still think that we don't translate it or interpret it through our forces. Now we have the negotiation with quite a large company which works in Europe and in Asia, and it is translating the YouTube content, and it is the distributor of the YouTube content. I do hope that both of the projects will succeed, and the Giraffe Jose, together with the other projects, continue existence and living for children and with children. Thank you very much. Hello, children. I have to tell you something. You know there are 4 seasons in the year. Let's learn it together. Let's go. Seasons of the year. Let's together. Spring, summer, autumn, winter. When there's a sun in the sky. Yeah. Okay, I will stop with this. If you have any questions, please. I have a question. I would like to ask you about your communication with the TV channels. Do they have the interest with regard to the series? I know that it is in internet and you are very successful there. So my congratulations. But I think that the TV is quite important also. Maybe you have already some negotiations, the dialogue with the channel number 1 or with the other companies, TV companies. I know about the Victor's project that it is produced there, but we also would like from the side of the association just to offer them to pay attention to the other series. So, Georgi, please. Yes, some interest is there, but they speak about very miserable the payment because it's a commercial body, and they actually calculate from the advertising they are selling, yeah. So, and you know that the price for the advertisement or advertises is not very high in our country. If you remember, we had some shows on Rustavi 2 channel. It was sort of barter, but in reality, we found the negligence from the side of the sponsors. Then we went to Tavari. That's the name of the channel. And now we are back to Rustavi, and they offered a slightly more rather than Tavari channel. And now we have some sort of competition there because it is very simple form. Some commercial interest is there. But generally speaking, the attitude is that yes, they want the Georgian animation to be shown in there, but first and foremost they think about the payback. I think that the channel number 1 is the best the platform for the animation because it doesn't depend on the income based on the advertisement because it's a state the channel, and I think that they might have more interest. Thank you very much that you introduced your project. For the Georgian content, the 28 million is the astronomical number, a very high number. Do you have the data? For instance, how many visitors you have from Georgia or from Georgian IP, and how many from the foreign IPs? Yes, we have this data. It is in YouTube. The 95% about it's from Georgia, and the rest from other countries. However, I don't think that they are foreign. I think they are Georgian immigrants and not the foreign watchers. Gilotsaut meds. Ჩემი შეკითხვა ასეთი იქნებოდა. რამდენი ხანია
with the first series, to create the series?
კონკრეტულად რომელ სერვისს? გაყიდვა? აი ჩვენ დავიწყეთ ბოლო 2 წელი, ანუ ფაქტ
We started it during last 4 years. So, we have Jose as a sort of in business. The first 2 years, it was zero interest, and it was very difficult to communicate with the companies because they didn't have any experience in cooperating with the Georgian animation or buying the Georgian animation brand and using it for the advertisement. But last 2 years is much more productive. Financially, we have the income only during these last 2 years.
Okay. I really like the animation, and I will watch the others when I go home. As I said yesterday, animation can be a very powerful tool for the education, like school education, from science, culture education, everything can be included. So did you hear? So you hear me? Okay. So my question is, did you hire any experts? Because education is very important. The landscape, how to construct the landscape in the animation is very important for the children. What you give to the children is very important. What kind of cultural themes you put. So did you hire any expert professors about this?
Mostly that is based on my personal experience, because the creativity and creative part is my responsibility in the studio. And what is my experience? I am the performer, I am the conductor, I am I write the scenarios. I had great interest in the psychology. I worked with children. I worked in the children's center, for instance, I entertained the children. So that is the major source. But of course, we are asking the specialists, but we do not have any specific staff. It can be sort of some consultations with the friends, those who have the special professions. The Jose was created 7 years ago. After that, I also got the great interest to the literature, the pedagogical sciences, as well as the children's psychology. With regard of the children, I would like to ask you, this educational project, is there some additional interest in addition of the interest from the side of the parents? Did you have anybody from the schools, from the educational institutions? No, we haven't got any official request. If you go to Google and ask there what some auxiliary materials are used by the teachers. Yes, our teachers are using them, specifically during the pandemic. Not only the songs which are on the specific topic, but also the some. So no one officially, neither the complaints nor praising we've heard at an official level from the educational the agencies. I have one technical issue. How many animators worked for the plot? It is quite a difficult question, because we do not have this stable income. Therefore, any number of animators is quite changeable in number, as well as the qualification, because that is another problem. I'm not going to speak about it now, because there are the series where 2 animators can work, or in some of them 5 worked, but from out of 5, 3 were professionals with some good experience, and 2 were just, let's say, trainees. So now we work on some financial analysis, And it is not so easy for us to develop because we do not have any donation, we do not have any, let's say, the permanent income, so we heavily depend on the different sources. So it will not be easy to respond your question. 2 or 3 animators during 1 or maybe 1.5 months. So thank you very much, and I wish you successful performance, successful activities, and we greatly appreciate your work, your huge work, and we do hope that you also have some support from the side of the Ministry of Education or from the side of the TV channels. We have to change something in order to have your work well appreciated. Next speaker, Tamuna Zarkua, who worked on Jose as an animator, but now she has her own studio, and we will have
a company called Portula, and I want to start from the beginning. Around a year ago, me and some of my animator friends, we were talking about to create some kind of sitcom because we were really allowed to make animations, and we had one idea about a hotel, and it was kind of a sitcom about around 8 episodes in a season, and we understood that creating this would take a lot of time and resources and money, which we didn't have. So this is how we decided to create a company who could make some money. So this is how we created Portula, and join the fun is our slogan. And we do some services like advertising on social media and 2D animations. For now, we have foreign clients, like one is from America, and he's like regular, and he helps us a lot. And we have some other Georgian clients, but they are mostly advertising. The thing is that we want to create this animation that we had in our mind, that this sitcom, and we are like growing little by little to be able to do that animation. And we also need a team, of course. We're just 2 people who are working on animations, but we want to grow more, of course. So the finances is always the problem, but we were thinking that maybe if we will not be able to get any finances, maybe we can make our company to have that finances. So this is our direction for now. And I want you to follow us on Facebook. We're creating our website, but before that, all of us can type Portula and follow us on Facebook. Yeah, this is the thing for now. Also, I wanted to mention that we started around 6 months ago, and it's been 2 months that we're actively involved in animations now. And also, I want to say that I participated in Anansi workshop, which was a very great experience, and I'm very grateful about that. And I hope to see you guys in next year too, and to meet you all with our new animations. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know, any questions, remarks, because it was our last presentation. Maybe somebody wants to present himself, herself.
Why Portula? There is a story behind it. Well, one day we took time just for one day to think about the name. Like it was 4 hours that we were thinking about the name, and we had different thoughts what it could be, what should be our company name. But we couldn't find anything, and once my partner who is here, Anita, her friend called her, and she's like, okay, stop calling me Portula constantly. And I'm like, Portula? I think I like this name. Portula means little cute ball, which you can see here, and it's like our representative. Yeah, this is how it's made, Portula. We love the name, and we love the story behind it, and we love that our company wants to create good product for everybody who is involved with us. That's why we made the slogan, join the fun, that this process can be fun and it can be very beneficial for everybody. Yeah.
Thank you. So I'm really impressed. Thank you so much, everybody, and each of you, the animators. I'm really proud of you guys that you have your own handwriting and you do amazing films. And we have seen yesterday also the new films. So it's really so that gives me power to push further and further all the ideas what we have to develop the industry in the country. So I just want to give shortly a microphone to Gaga Chreize, director of Georgian National Film Center.
მადლობა მარიამს, ორგანიზატორებს ამ შესანიშნავი ღონისძიების, კონფერენციის და ვერქშოპის და ყველა სპონსორს და პარტნიორს კიდევ ერთხელ. დიდი მადლობა
To all sponsors, to all partners, to the studios, thanks a lot for your participation. As we see the commercial part, commercial component is being developed, that maybe one day you don't need any assistance from the side of the cinema center or movie center. Maybe there will be no need, because if it becomes commercial, we just welcome it. And we already see the trend of increasing interest from the TV channels, TV companies, because sooner or later it will be done, and not only in the animation. However, animation is a product which will, let's say, aggregate the interest. Maybe slowly but firmly these relations start. So I just don't want to make some separation that we are financing some art house and not a non-commercial, etc. How it is in the movie, in the cinema. That is some selective financing. Yeah, it goes to the art house. Yeah, when it comes to the big documentary films or the so I of course don't want to have some let's say separation, but anyway we are witnessing quite a good tendency. Thanks a lot again to all of you. And I also would like to tell you that at any time, so of course feel free to apply, to put the questions, and we are going to have one more meeting with the animation studios. You will have the possibility to speak about your problems, about your needs, and we want also to plan some of the events for the next year, and we will do that through your support. Thanks a lot indeed. Thank you very much. Again, really, thank you very much to the USAID Economic Development Program, to the Institute of the City Hall of Tbilisi, and if not, they would not be possible to conduct this very interesting event yesterday and today.
So keep your information and we see us next year, probably the same time. ძალიან დიდი მადლობა ყველას.
Thanks a lot to all of you. Thank you very much indeed.